June 25th, 2015, Obscure Horror Corner would upload 5 gameplay videos of a horror game titled Sad Satan. Now, this game was allegedly created by someone on the dark web who went by ZK. The game had no objectives, no real way to win, no enemies. It was a game where you kinda just played. Now, in this game, you would wander around for no apparent reason through some corridors in an abandoned building. Something weird from the beginning, though, was the audio. It would shift from distorted screams to reversed music, to then serial killers interviews. But that's not all, as some really strange images would also pop up on screen. This would range from creepy pictures, to then mugshots, to then some cult references. Now, what's weird is that for some reason, the 5th part of the series that involved the player being killed by a ghostly child was removed off of YouTube. It's unknown why this happened though, but a few weeks later, a download link to a cloned version of this game would be posted on 4chan. That should tell you how much worse this cloned version was about to be. Now, the person who posted the link claims that Obscure Horror Corner wasn't showing the real game, and that this link contained the alleged real version of Sad Satan. He signed off the post with the initials ZK. Now, this cloned version of the game was essentially the same, except the images contained mutilated corpses and CP. Another thing was that this cloned version contained malware that would mess up and sometimes crash your computer. Now, when this came out, Jamie, who allegedly owned Obscure Horror Corner, denied any connections with this cloned version of the game, saying that he found the game when ZK sent him a link on the dark web. This game was also allegedly being posted on a Tor service, which is something you can use to get on the dark web. Despite this, rumors that Jamie created this clone version were still circulating, which is probably why Jamie would abandon his channel. Now, there's also the possibility that Jamie created this at an attempt of making some internet urban legend, and if that's the case, then it worked, because to this day, no one can figure out why this game was created, why that clone version exists, or if it was even the original game, and what the true meaning of this game is. There are some people who believe that this game is simply just calling out child abuse because of its many references to it. If you want to check out this game for yourself, clean versions are out there on the internet somewhere. The 2006 volleyball incident refers to a shooting that took place at a high school volleyball game. But what makes this really strange is that there's no record of this ever actually happening. It's reported that this shooting allegedly took place in either Nebraska or South Dakota, but there's no reports or police records that this ever even happened. Now, the way this came to light was that on July 2nd, 2017, an anonymous user posted a 4chan, "How does one live after taking the red pill on the 2006 volleyball incident?" After this was posted, people started digging but couldn't find nothing but a still frame from a camera of a high school volleyball game dated September 27th, 2006. People also started saying that they remember hearing about this incident. Sometime later, a YouTuber named Some Ordinary Gamers went searching and he found more photos of the incident that contained the brutal aftermath of the shooting.
But over here, they've got 2006 volley. Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna have to blur this one. Jesus Christ, that's actually like death footage.
He also found something that said CBI not for release. Now, after this discovery, people started coming up with their own theories, and the most popular one was that it was a failed assassination attempt that the government covered up. The story goes that someone attending this game was a target to be assassinated, but things got out of hand and people got caught up in the crossfire. It said that after this took place, the government purposely silenced everyone, which is why there's no record of this happening. Now, this sounds interesting at first, but then you realize that it's kind of stupid. Now, personally, I think that this is probably just fake, but then again, there's no way of proving that this was fake, or a way of proving that it was real, which is why it still remains a mystery. The Bayside Marketplace incident is probably one of the strangest mysteries to come off of TikTok. Basically, on New Year's Day 2024 in Miami, Florida, multiple police would show up to the Bayside Marketplace because of an alleged teen gang fight. Now, how this started was that a bunch of teens decided to show up to the market, or, well, who knows. Then allegedly, they would start destroying property and setting off fireworks, which were mistaken for gunshots. reports started coming in that there was either a shooting or some kind of gang fight happening. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen this many cops show up for just one fight. Eventually, some more teens would actually jump a guy for some reason, and a few of those teens were arrested, and that's where the story officially ends. But then other stuff started coming. You see, one really weird thing about this incident is the large police presence. Now, it's hard to believe that this many cops showed up for a couple of kids fighting. This many cops don't even show up for brawls at county fairs. Now, the official story from the police is that they thought it was a shooting in progress, which, when there's a shooting, yeah, a lot of cops tend to show up. So that does kind of make sense. But even for a shooting, there's still very, very heavy police presence. That's when other theories started coming. Stuff like aliens and the paranormal making a presence that night. And there was even eyewitness testimony of people who allegedly saw an alien in the store. But those are pretty hard to believe. The most popular theory, or I guess explanation for this, is that the police found out about an alien in the marketplace, and that's why damn near half the police department decided to show up. Now, this is pretty far-fetched, but there are really no good explanations as to why so many cops showed up that night. The idea of heavy police presence because of teens fighting is not at all believable. The one of an alleged shooting is more reasonable, but the large police presence still seems like overkill for that. So we might never actually know what happened to that marketplace that caused so many cops to show up that night.